Have you heard the news that Hollyoaks is being cancelled on TV? Have you heard the news that there's been a big new stunt week? Well, here is a casual guide to the Hollyoaks Stunt Week. So all the people who go, oh man, I want to watch Hollyoaks but I don't know what's going on. Don't you worry, watch this video, I'll tell you all about it. I'm Ash from Watching Walford and this is the casual viewing guide to the Hollyoaks Stunt Week. First up, we'll start with the Love Cave debacle, the biggest storyline leading into this, the whodunit of Rayne Royce that's obviously been building for a lot of time. Whoa. Rayne Royce is a abusive, narcissistic influencer type who has taken her time to abuse her significant other, Romeo, who's gone through a lot this year. Romeo's lost his sister, he's basically lost his mum, now he's all isolated and alone, and Rayne is simply like, why aren't you always backing me up, you know? It's another coercive control situation, quite like the Jeff and Yasmin one from Hollyoaks, not from Hollyoaks, from Coronation Street, if you're familiar with that. And this is obviously off the back of several months of manipulation of all the people who will have been involved in this storyline, that being Prince, Hunter, Zoe, Nadira, Lacey, Phoenix, Lizzie, Faye, and Perry and Brent. Essentially, when Romeo was organising the funeral with Perry, Rayne got very jealous and now started to kind of really like burn ties with all the people that Romeo cares about. So obviously Romeo like tried to kiss Perry, but she didn't reciprocate, but Rayne knew this and like went, you're not having this happen. And obviously Perry was like, has been trying to crack the code and trying to get Romeo safe. But ultimately it's been quite a difficult task because Rayne is quite calculated, she's quite manipulative, she knows how to play people. So as of now, Perry is genuinely tied up in Brent's I don't know, like Brent's attic or something, and essentially Brent is Rayne's ex-boyfriend who she told that he should kill himself, and then he's like, yeah, it's a great idea, it'll repair her image, as he's also been he was also coercively controlled by Rayne, that's why. And, you know, she got all the sympathy that, oh, Brent killed himself, oh god, but turns out he was alive all along. And he was just recovering like peacefully without Rayne there. And yeah, Perry's been trying to make sure that Romeo figures out why Rayne's bad news, because she's the only one who's really let the seriously narcissistic and controlling and manipulative side out. She took a photo of Perry buying drugs for Donna Marie, who now left, that being Romeo's mum. And there we are. Faye is there because she's kind of she's Rayne's agent, and she's noticed she's kind of like trying to ruin Lizzie, for example's opportunities. Phoenix, I'm not sure why she is there. I'm not sure why he is there. And yeah, Nadira and Lacey is Rayne's best friend and has been for the longest time. One of the only people of her old past who she's carried into the new one. And Nadira is Lacey's girlfriend and love interest, and they've been like slowly getting together. But Nadira was taken advantage of as Rayne used the money from her boss to pay for this event. Next we have Zoe, Hunter, and Prince. Obviously Zoe and Hunter are together. Rayne spread a video around where it was shown that Hunter was telling Freya Calder, his student, that no, there's no way we're doing any of this, you're my student, I'm not interested in you. But Rayne released a bit of a suspicious version, which made it look quite bad. And Prince was basically framed to have tried to sexually assault Rayne when he was drunk. She spiked him. And, you know, so Prince, Perry, and Hunter have all kind of been working together to try and take Rayne down because they know how, like, much Romeo's changed in all this. So why did it lead to a whodunit? Well, all of the people there have genuinely been deeply affected by Rayne. Phoenix is the only one who hasn't really dealt with this, but I can imagine that they will probably use Phoenix's transition to go ahead and get clout and like, look at me, I've been really nice about Phoenix's transition, as they are a transgender man. They have come out as Phoenix. They are a boy. I believe they go by he, him pronouns, but I'm not entirely sure and I don't want to assume. If it's a problem, get the fuck out of here. Come on now. It's Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks is supposed to be the most progressive one. So obviously Rayne is supposed to die in this, and that's what has been announced like ahead of time. There was the clips where it's like, oh, Rayne is like, if you had to kill one person at this table, who would you kill? And they all say Rayne. So ultimately, Rayne's going to die, and it's all about figuring out who is going to cause it. I have given my reasons before, but if you would like to hear that, there is a video on the channel called Rayne Royce WHODUNNIT Suspects. That video covers my theory, my plots as to who actually does it. I've suggested it might genuinely be Lacey, not in the fact that she kills her, but in the fact that she doesn't help her when she reaches out and drowns or something. So that's just that. That's the Love Cave stuff. It's going to be big. It's going to be explosive. It's probably going to be the bulk of the week, and that's where a lot of the excitement is coming into, as it's a big whodunit. You don't want a whodunit is. It is very simple. It is just who caused this death? Who did the murder? Who did it? Who fucking did it? And all of the people have the reasons to want to harm Rayne or want to kill her, so it'll unfold over the next several months to see who actually did it. So that's the exciting part. It's leading on for a while. Next up, we have the continuation of the Sienna, Rafe, Ethan, Dilly, and a new challenger approaches, as Sienna and Rafe have kind of started to move close towards getting together. This was an elaborate con to get Rafe to give up a lot of his money and give it to Sienna and Ethan so they could have a bright future for the kids and for themselves, not have to worry about it, and etc, etc. But this has obviously gotten very messy throughout because, well, Sienna now has a big crush on Rafe, and they've shared a kiss, and there's genuine feelings there. It was supposed to be a quick con, it was supposed to get you that money, and it was supposed to just not cause any problems. But unfortunately, it's also not worked because Ethan also has feelings for Dilly. Dilly is Rafe's sister, Rafe is a lord, and Sienna and Ethan are kind of schemers who want better for their new life. But Rafe is dying, and it's not been explicitly said of what, but Rafe has been trying to get the house in order and make sure when he does die, everything will be safe, Dilly will be looked after. He's put the kids into a swanky private school, and it is kind of slowly erupting as Rafe is dying. Sienna's interested in Rafe, Ethan is interested in Dilly, and a new person is about to be on the screen. I don't know if they were specifically named, but I should be able to find something. Camilla. Camilla is set to appear on screen. In the trailer, we see her say, "Oh, who the hell are you?" "Oh, well, I'm Rafe's love of his life." So it's going to be a big, whoa, because, old feelings and new feelings. Rafe is dying, so he wants Camilla to deal with it, and probably not Sienna. And, who's going to take care of me type deal. That's going to be a big deal. Obviously, Dilly's been struggling with it, and Ethan will probably be there to help her. So Sienna and Ethan have technically split up, and they have technically gone their separate ways. Will they be back together once their scheming is exposed? Probably, but I would love to see Dilly continue at least. I don't mind if Rafe goes. I think Rafe has been a surprisingly decent character for what he's done, but ultimately Dilly's been the most interesting one. So that's what's going to happen. It's just, there's not much to go on this week. It's just going to be oh fuck, Rafe is dying, and maybe that'll actually be outed. Next, we have the John Paul's conversion therapy with Carter Shepherd. Carter Shepherd leading the shepherd leading the sheep to the slaughter, as it is lambs, but let me just go from there. It's been announced that there's a conversion therapy storyline going on with John Paul and Carter Shepherd. Carter Shepherd kind of brought in as Freya Calder's dad. It's been very strange, been very peculiar, is a bit more posh for the area, and is now going to lead these therapy sessions where it's essentially just believing that anybody who's LGBTQIA+ should just be converted to be straight and normal. And we don't know how exactly it's going to go, but in the trailer we see John Paul being hugged by a group of men who are all, I assume, being converted. I thought this was going to be a controlling relationship type thing between Carter and John Paul, but now we learn that it will be a conversion therapy. If you don't know what conversion therapy is, in the simplest of terms, I can try to get it. Essentially, conversion therapy is it's a scam. It's a scam essentially, but it's been present in some places where being gay isn't exactly very normalized or standard. And it's a way to essentially try not like wipe your brain, but it's a way to try like avoid those sins. It's usually in like religious terms, where it's essentially like, oh, that's a sin, that's bad, I can never do that, that's bad, that's sinful. So sorry, I wish I had a better like explanation for it, but it's essentially condemning your actual self and believing that you are like, you're not gay or you're not interested in men, and that's all wrong and bad, so you just act on all of the good things and none of the bad things. So yeah, there's not much with the John Paul stuff. And the other big exciting thing is the Mercedes, Warren and Felix Quarry drama. It's been a rough time for all of Mercedes, Warren and Felix. Felix has lost his son, who decided to go stay in America, which has resulted in Felix not really feeling that he has an outlet to express his like angry emotions. And this has been a big stir as Felix has taken to fighting, doing some bare knuckle fighting in order to try and get out all of his frustration, all of his rage, and only just now has he kind of decided, after nearly dying, that maybe it's time that I should kick this in, I should appreciate what I have. But ultimately, is it too late? As Warren and Mercedes have been having a pretty rough time. Bobby's been transferred, and Mercedes feels like she's being shut out, and usually in this situation Mercedes goes on self-destruct mode and goes with the next guy who gives her a bit more attention. Warren's been having a rough time because Warren has been, well, he's found out that he has a new daughter in Ella Richardson, and this has resulted in a lot of like and Sharon broke up with him because Sharon believes that he is the cause of Felix's like fights, so he's been on the downer as well. Sorry, excuse me. So this has resulted in a cheeky little kiss, a cheeky little affair, as Mercedes and Warren are now getting together again. And this leads it to a big, like, Quarry setup, where it's now going to be a big, huge deal, where possibly someone's falling off the quarry. I think there's a scene of Warren, like, hanging down the side of this quarry. So that's going to be the big, explosive drama there. But there we are, that should be all of the storylines that should be covered in this next week. This is a casual viewing guide to the Hollyoaks Stunt Week. Have you never seen Hollyoaks before? Have you stopped watching and want to come back again? Here is everything you need. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've appreciated it. It's something I'll try to do coming to a lot of the big events, but for the most part, this is the first try. So if I don't get some of the information right, and I've kind of left you with some information that you don't understand, I do apologize, but this was a very quick idea, and I think I've tried to wrap it around quite well, but that's not the point. Thank you for watching. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. This has been a casual viewer's guide to the Hollyoaks Stunt Week. What do you think about it? What are you most excited about? Tell me in the comment section down below, and thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.